Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to follow up on Mr. Liu's line of questioning. Mr. Ehrlich, why did you put forth as part of that late night motion in California, why did you move to close out pending investigations at Silver Eagle and Citgo and Horsehead?
Based on the information that I was given, we had done just about all we could do there.
Who provided you that information?
I talked with the staff.
So the staff told you we're done?
Well, they had put out several reports. One of the instances had to do with technology that no one in the United States even used anymore.
So why a late night motion that wrapped a whole bunch of board procedures, chairman duties in with this?
For the same reason I made the motion concerning the board orders, this was tagged on to it. My primary objective was to clean the slate so that when Mr. Engler and myself remain after June, we have a clean slate to deal with. We can go back and put any board order or rewrite any board order. And in fact, of the 18 board orders that were rescinded, 3 of them hadn't been used in years, 10 of them were inaccurate, 3 of them were obsolete, and 1 of them conflicted with the GSA's travel policy. We are in the process of putting 4 board orders in place at this time to correct some of those deficiencies. There is nothing to say that we can't go back and put in place the correct board orders. We can look at issues around those 3 particular accidents that had been closed out, but at that point in time, we had spent a lot of data on it, a lot of time on it. Most of the people who were involved were not involved and were not available anymore.
Okay. Mr. Morea-Rasso, did you agree with this closing out the pending investigations?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Mr. Griffin, did you agree?
If I can explain to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You just said yes. I got my
yes,
answer.
you know, we have.
Mr. Griffin, did you agree with closing out those investigations?
No, I didn't agree. And in fact, we had an action plan submitted to the board, a draft action plan in November that had actually incorporated all 3 of these as being part of our actions going forward.
So what are the implications of closing these out without the effort to go forward?
Well, I think the implications are that what we've issued so far are just, one of them is a metallurgical report, and the others were urgent recommendations, which I supported for Citgo, but it didn't allow for the full assessment that our kind of investigations would do, to look at the higher level causes of an incident. And that's what the stakeholders are interested in. They don't want to know just why the metal failed. They want to know what caused it to get in that state in the first place.
So do you believe these investigations were closed because investigators have left the agency? Or did that have nothing to do with it?
I believe these were old investigations, and some of the investigators did leave the agency, yes, but there was a lot of work that went into these. I think overall $800 and some thousand put into these 3 investigations. So I was at least interested in hearing more about what could be done with these cases with our current investigative team. They can certainly pick up the evidence that's there and work with it.
And do you think that evidence might have a bearing on public safety? They might inform or instruct public safety in the future?
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's why we do this work. It's not simply to know why the piece of metal failed. The stakeholders want to know more, and that's what we can provide. And for the 2 investigations, even the fact that some investigative staff had left, Citgo and Silver Eagle, they were put into the action plan as part of an overall refinery study. And I thought that could be a reasonable option, since we maybe can't do full reports on those investigations. We don't want to lose those issues. They're very important. After this meeting, the action plan was updated to eliminate the refinery study and those investigations.
Mr. Engler, any idea why why this Why eliminate this?
I'm not precisely sure. In fact, I wanted to have a meeting tomorrow afternoon because one of the problems of being a new board member in this environment is complete confusion about what decisions have been made, the difference between an investigation that morphs into a study, that changes into an industry-wide study that might be related to a conference. I mean, figuring out what clear decisions have been made is a moving target.
Yeah,
and that's been one of my challenges as a new board member, and I'm finding it, frankly, very difficult.
Now, we share your frustration. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank the gentlewoman. We'll now